everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Talisha, and today's video is a special Mommy and Me Valentine's Day collaboration that I'm doing with Madi from Madi Sews for Curves here on YouTube. And we connected because we thought it would be a neat idea to sew ourselves and our children a Mommy and Me look for Valentine's Day. She and I decided to sew Simplicity 8840 for our look, and I used McCall 6873 for my 2-year-old, soon to be 3-year-old son, and I used Simplicity 8759 for the baby boy. So yes, I have 3 makes that I'm going to share with you today. So with the make that Madi and I sewed, we had the option of sewing whichever view that we wanted to make, and it just turned out that we ended up sewing the same exact view, which is view D. So I will go ahead and link all the information for Madi's YouTube channel and her Instagram down in the description box below so that you can check her out. She's super fun and she has great content and very consistent. You always have something to see when you go to her channel, so definitely check her out. So for this pattern that we sewed up, it is Simplicity 8840, and I am wearing it right now. I know you're only getting a little portion, but I do have it on right now, but I'll go ahead and insert video and picture clips as well. And the pattern description is a Mrs. top in 2 lengths with front and sleeve variations. The pattern sizing ranges from size 6 to 22, and I cut an 18. And again, the view that I made is view D. The notions that you need to make this pattern is going to be thread, of course, and a 20-inch invisible zipper. And yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, but part of that, about 4 or 5 inches of that is right here because I accidentally cut it, but I still made it work. So the pattern did look like the photo drawing on the envelope for the most part. The only thing that I noticed was just a couple of differences, and the first difference for me was the fact that the model is very flat chested. So with me having a larger bust, the pleats were not as profiled at the top of the shirt as it is on the pattern cover, but that's to be expected when you have a larger bust because it's going to push all the pleats out. The other thing that I noticed was the collar stand was closer to her neck than mine. That could also be the issue of the larger bust pulling it away from my body. I'm not sure, but as you can see right here, it's a little loose, and on hers it was more like this. I did cut a size 18, and the finished measurements for the bust for size 18 was 46, and my bust is a 45, so that could also be the issue. Either way, I'm okay with that because I really don't like stuff rubbing up against my neck too much, so it's okay. So the pattern instructions were easy to follow, very easy to follow. Had no issues with that at all. What I particularly liked about the pattern were the darts on the back, and I also like the invisible zipper. I love an invisible zipper, and I've got some invisible zipper skills. Matter of fact, let me show you. So I use cotton shirting, and the colors obviously here, they're powder blue and white. They seem to photograph kind of weird. I don't really know why, but it was just super bright and I really couldn't get it to adjust well, but it seems to look right on this camera right here. So as you can see, the colors and there's stripes along that. Okay. I purchased the fabric from Joann Fabrics. It was on sale. I purchased about 4 yards to make all 3 garments. I used this fabric to make my 2 babies' garments as well. I did not make any pattern alterations or any design changes. I made it just the way it was designed to be made. Again, the bust measurement for size 18 is a 46 and my bust is a 45, so it fit very well. I did not feel restricted in this at all, and I didn't feel like it was too loose. So yes, that was a good fit. I did have an issue with this pattern. The pattern comes in 2 lengths. I cut the longest length for both the front and the back for view D. However, there was a difference of about 1.5 inches or 2 inches in length when I attached them. And I looked at it again and again and again to see if I just made a mistake, because I was tired while I was putting this together. I didn't make a mistake. It was a pattern error, and you know, that has happened to me before with a size but not in length, so I was kind of shocked about that. However, I just went ahead and cut the longer length, obviously, to make it the shorter length, and I was nervous about that because I didn't want some crop shirt, but it did turn out okay in length. It hit okay on my body, even though it is still a little shorter than what I'm used to wearing my shirts. So yeah, but it, like I said, it turned out okay, and I don't feel like it's something that is a waste. I think I don't think, yeah, you can't see it because there's not enough space here, but anyway, I'll put in pictures if I haven't done so already. So that was the only hiccup that I had, was the length difference. So like I said, I had to cut off the longer part, and I went with that. But again, it's not so terrible to where I wouldn't make it again. And thank goodness for the Hobby Lobby sale, because the patterns were only 99 cents, and I just picked it up again. I would definitely sew this again. I want to make view A. This is view A here. I would recommend this pattern to others. It's very simple but yet trendy. You would definitely see this again. So for my youngest, which is my 1-year-old, I use Simplicity 8759, which is this pattern right here. And this particular pattern runs in size range from an extra small through a large, and the large is size for an 18-month-old child, which is what I cut. I made view A, which are the overalls with the optional front pocket, and I did add the front pocket. For the notions for this pattern, you need 2 buttons and snaps, and of course thread. But I opted out of the snaps because he's just 1. He's not potty trained, so I didn't find it necessary to put the snaps on the bottom when I could just unbutton the overalls and pull them down when I want to change his diaper. So I paired his overalls with a linen button-down shirt that was handed down to him from his older brother, that was purchased at Old Navy a while ago. I am super duper proud at my design matching, pattern matching, whatever you want to call it, because this is the only garment out of all 3 where the lines are matched up perfectly all the way around. This is the front seam, and it's matched all the way around. This is the back seam, and it's matching. Here's the optional front pocket, the buttons, and there's a facing for this that was put in all the way around. So yeah, very proud of that make. There was a cuff, as you can see, that was put at the very bottom. It's just a very simple sew, and I'm very proud of it, and he looks super adorable in my opinion. So for my 2-year-old son, soon to be 3, he will be 3 in March, I made a button-down shirt by using McCall 6873, and I made view C. So the pattern for this McCall 6873 ranges from newborn to extra large, and I cut, of course, the extra large. I was actually afraid that the extra large was going to be too small because he actually needs a larger size. He's in between sizes for some reason in pattern, and then for some reason I didn't think to just lengthen the sleeves, lengthen the shirt. I don't know, probably from all the sewing back to back to back, I just drew a blank. So I just made the larger size, but it actually worked out. The sleeves were just a tad bit short, but not too short, and it's not a waste because this can just be passed down to his younger brother, so I'm good with that. So I'm not really sure why I couldn't find his size or why he was in between sizes, but I was able to find a new pattern for him in the correct size and for future sizes that he will be able to grow into. And I'm just going to chase all of those sizes so that I don't have to buy another pattern for a while when it comes down to button downs. So the notions for this pattern required thread and 7 buttons, but I actually added an extra button at the bottom of the shirt because there seemed to be too much open space, and that was the only change that I made. So as you can see here, like, it only required 1, 2, 3, 4, and this last button was not supposed to be there, but that just didn't make sense to me, so I added it, and that's what you can do when you make your own clothes. So the only issue I had with the pattern was that spacing at the very top button down to this button. It just seems like there's too much space there between the collar stand button and the first button on the placket. So the next time I would just make sure that that's the length, or the distance I should say, that it should be. I am very proud of myself because for the first time I pulled out my button foot, not my buttonhole foot, but my button foot. I looked at a 2-minute tutorial on YouTube to learn how to use it, and I sewed those button down, I mean, in no time. So that has always been an issue with me and buttons because I don't like to hand sew that often, and now that I took the time to figure that out, which was only 2 minutes. I mean, I could have been doing that a long time ago, but you know, better now than never, right? So now that I know how to use that, I am going to be whipping up these garments with buttons in no time, and I'm super proud of that. Now I have to brag, along with the buttons, the buttonholes, I have to brag about my brother XR9 500 Project Runway sewing machine. That thing is a beast when it comes down to making buttonholes. I have never had any issues with it, and I mean, I don't even use interfacing or stabilizers where the holes are placed. I just put it down, let it go. And I've heard different people complain about their machines and how they don't make good buttonholes well, but that is not my issue. And so that whole buttonhole and button process was just like, I mean, it was an awesome experience. Like I've said before, I like learning new things. I like just expanding my knowledge and putting my machine to use in different ways. So that was a win for me. Super proud of it. So about this button down shirt. This button down shirt does have a collar and a collar stand. As you can see right here. It's the collar and the collar stand. So this is the second time that I have made a button down shirt. I'm super proud of this make, and out of all 3 makes for this collaboration, I am most proud of this one. I'm proud of this one because I forced myself to do it, and I did it with no complications, no hiccups. I lined the collar stand and the collar up properly, and it came together well. And another reason why I'm proud is because I have only sewn 1 button down shirt before, and it wasn't great, but this turned out awesome. And I absolutely love shirt dresses, and I have purchased a lot of cheap bundles from Walmart to practice on before I start actually sewing them up. But now I feel comfortable. I know that that fabric was made to use as wearable muslins, but they're just gonna be wearable, okay? Because I got this. I got it now. I also know that making button-down shirts is something that I want to do often with my boys, because that's the way I prefer for them to dress, because you can make them casual or you can make them dressy. You know, they go either way, just depending on how you coordinate other clothes. So that is, you know, how I desire for them to dress. So that is my triple review. I hope you enjoyed this look of me and my baby boys. I enjoyed making this. I thought it was fun when we were out taking pictures, even though that we didn't get the greatest group picture because they couldn't be still, but that's okay. We still had a fun time. People adored seeing us in our makes, and I really think that that's a great memory to have, and I look forward to making more. So if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and I invite you to subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already. I thank you for watching, and don't forget to head over to Madi's YouTube page and her Instagram page to check her mommy and me look out for Valentine's Day with her son. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!